Throughout human history, we have gazed at the stars and wondered, are we alone? But what if the evidence of extraterrestrial intelligence isn't coming from above, but from below? Welcome to the Darkened Crypt. I'm your host, Mr. Cornwell, and today we're diving deep, literally, into one of the most provocative theories about alien presence on Earth. For decades, researchers have been captivated by unidentified flying objects in our skies. But what if the most significant alien presence on Earth isn't flying at all? What if it's stationed permanently at the bottom of our oceans? This is the cosmic infrastructure theory, a revolutionary hypothesis suggesting that advanced extraterrestrial civilizations wouldn't send explorers or ambassadors to seed life across galaxies. They would send systems. Deep in the most inaccessible parts of our oceans, places humans have barely explored, could lie the answer to humanity's oldest question. According to the cosmic infrastructure theory, advanced alien civilizations would place what we might call mobile construction units, or MCUs, at the bottom of our oceans. These MCUs wouldn't be singular entities. They would be numerous, distributed strategically across the planet's oceans. Their primary function, to build, deploy and maintain fleets of specialized craft designed to monitor and maintain Earth's biosphere.
When we think about seeding life across galaxies, we often imagine spaceships and alien beings. But that's inefficient. A truly advanced civilization would create self-sustaining systems that could function independently for millions of years.
But what evidence do we have that such incredible technology might exist beneath our oceans? For decades, naval forces around the world have reported encounters with unidentified objects moving at impossible speeds underwater. Objects that demonstrate technological capabilities far beyond our current understanding of physics. The object descended from the air and entered the water without slowing down. It maintained speeds underwater that would tear any of our submarines apart. And then there are the unexplained sonar readings. Massive structures detected in our deepest ocean trenches, only to disappear when investigated. But perhaps the most compelling evidence comes not from what we've seen, but from what we've failed to explain.
The deep ocean is perfect for concealment. It's the largest habitat on Earth, yet we've explored less than 5% of it. There could be entire networks of artificial structures down there, and we simply wouldn't know. According to the cosmic infrastructure theory, these MCUs would create and deploy various types of craft, each with specific functions. Some would monitor our atmosphere, geology, and ecosystems, explaining the UFOs seen observing our nuclear facilities, volcanic regions, and biodiversity hotspots. Others would sample genetics, catalog species, or intervene when ecological balance is threatened. This could explain the mysterious animal mutilations reported worldwide. Precise surgical procedures that seem to focus on extracting genetic material.
Perhaps most intriguing is the theory's explanation for a certain class of craft that would serve as an immune response for our planet. Vessels designed to defend Earth's biosphere from threats, whether viral, invasive, or more subtle risks to long-term stability. Could this explain why UFOs have been frequently sighted near nuclear facilities? Perhaps these craft aren't observing us. They're monitoring a potential threat to the planetary system they're programmed to protect. The cosmic infrastructure theory proposes something truly revolutionary about the beings we've encountered throughout history. According to this theory, when direct interaction with Earth's dominant species, humans, becomes necessary, these MCUs would deploy manned craft. But the beings inside would not be aliens as we traditionally understand them. They would be temporary bodies, genderless, emotionless constructs built purely for function. Their minds would be engineered to interface seamlessly with the MCU's artificial intelligence.
This would explain the emotionless quality that witnesses often report in close encounters. These aren't emotional beings making contact. They're functional extensions of a system, like your hand is an extension of your body.
Throughout history, humans have described encounters with beings that seem almost robotic in their behavior, focused entirely on specific tasks like sampling, scanning, or observation. These accounts stretch across cultures and time periods, from ancient Sumerian tablets to modern abduction reports. The consistency is striking, and according to the cosmic infrastructure theory, there's a reason for this consistency. These aren't different species of aliens visiting Earth, they're different models of functional entities, all created by the same underlying system. If the cosmic infrastructure theory is correct, then the crafts themselves, the UFOs that have puzzled us for generations, would be remarkably utilitarian in design. No unnecessary features, no design for comfort or aesthetics, just what is needed to perform the job, nothing more. This would explain the variety of craft shapes reported throughout history, each designed for specific functions rather than representing different alien cultures. If an advanced civilization seeded millions of planets this way, each with a network of MCUs quietly managing their worlds, the galaxy would not be filled with ships or empires. It would be filled with infrastructure. This explains one of the greatest mysteries in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, the Fermi paradox. If intelligent life is common in our galaxy, why haven't we detected it? Perhaps because we've been looking for the wrong signs.
We've been searching for radio signals for evidence of Dyson spheres for the kinds of technological signatures we would create. But a truly advanced civilization might operate more like nature itself, self-sustaining systems that blend seamlessly into planetary environments.
The cosmic infrastructure theory suggests there is still something behind it all, an intelligence directing it from afar. But they would not spend their time monitoring every planet, every moment. They have streamlined the process. The system runs itself until a species crosses a threshold, until its intelligence or genetics reach a certain point. Built into this system, there may be a signal, a directive that only activates once a species reaches that stage. A kind of invitation or summons triggered by growth. And perhaps what we think of as contact, the increasing UFO sightings, the growing complexity of encounters, is really just the first signs that the process is reaching its next phase, that humanity is approaching a threshold. The evidence supporting the cosmic infrastructure theory is both circumstantial and direct. Let's examine the most compelling facts. First, there are the numerous reports of USOs, unidentified submersible objects, from naval forces worldwide. Objects that demonstrate capabilities far beyond our current technology, particularly underwater, where our own vehicles are severely limited. Second, there are the mysterious deep-sea sounds recorded by NOAA and other oceanographic institutions, sounds that demonstrate patterns suggesting artificial origin but remain unexplained by conventional science. Third, there are the consistent reports throughout human history of encounters with beings that seem focused entirely on sampling, observation, and specific tasks. Exactly the behavior we would expect from functional entities rather than autonomous explorers. Fourth, there are the unexplained genetic anomalies in Earth's evolutionary record. Sudden appearances of new features without clear evolutionary precursors, which some biologists have termed genetic injections.
There are several points in evolutionary history where new genetic information appears with remarkable suddenness. The traditional explanation is that the fossil record is incomplete, but the cosmic infrastructure theory offers an alternative explanation that actually fits the evidence better in some cases.
Fifth, there are the mysterious underwater structures discovered around the world. Formations that exhibit characteristics suggesting artificial origin, but have been dismissed as natural phenomena. And finally, there are the countless reports of craft demonstrating particular interest in Earth's ecological tipping points, nuclear facilities, areas of deforestation, regions experiencing rapid climate change, and biodiversity hotspots. Taken individually, each piece of evidence might be explained away. But taken together, They form a compelling case for the presence of an automated system monitoring and maintaining Earth's biosphere. The cosmic infrastructure theory isn't just speculation. It's supported by years of rigorous research and analysis across multiple scientific disciplines.
I've spent 20 years investigating unusual structures on the ocean floor. What's remarkable is how many of them appear and disappear between survey missions, suggesting either incredible natural forces we don't understand or mobile artificial structures.
Oceanographers have documented thousands of anomalous readings that defy conventional explanation. Objects moving at speeds exceeding 100 knots underwater, structures that appear on sonar only to vanish when approached, and electromagnetic anomalies that persist in specific deep ocean regions. Genetic researchers have identified what they call orphan genes, genetic sequences that appear suddenly in evolutionary history with no clear predecessors. The conventional explanation is horizontal gene transfer, but the distribution and complexity of these genes have led some researchers to consider more exotic explanations.
What's striking about certain orphan genes is their apparent optimization. They're not rough drafts, but seem precisely engineered for specific functions. This suggests either an incredible evolutionary leap or possibly introduced genetic material.
Astronomers studying potential habitable exoplanets have developed models for how advanced civilizations might spread life throughout a galaxy. Their conclusion: automated seeding systems would be far more efficient than direct colonization or exploration. And anthropologists studying contact mythology across human cultures have noted striking similarities in accounts of non-human entities interested specifically in Earth's ecological and genetic diversity, accounts that span continents and millennia. Perhaps most compelling is the work of marine biologists who have documented unexplained patterns in deep-sea ecosystem development, patterns that suggest periodic introduction of new genetic material from unknown sources. These diverse lines of research, conducted independently over decades, have converged on a striking possibility. Earth may be part of a vast galactic infrastructure project designed to cultivate life across countless worlds. How does the cosmic infrastructure theory compare to other popular theories about extraterrestrial intelligence and its relationship with Earth? Let's contrast it with three major alternatives. First, there's what we might call the visitation theory, the traditional view that alien beings travel vast distances to study Earth out of scientific curiosity. This theory struggles to explain the sheer diversity of reported craft and entities throughout history, as well as their apparent lack of consistent communication attempts.
The traditional visitation model doesn't adequately explain why advanced beings would travel light years simply to observe us, then leave without establishing meaningful contact. It also doesn't explain the long-term historical presence these phenomena seem to demonstrate.
Then there's the zoo hypothesis, which suggests Earth is being preserved like a wildlife sanctuary, with aliens observing us but maintaining a policy of non-interference. While this explains the lack of direct contact, it doesn't account for the numerous reported interventions throughout history, particularly those related to our nuclear capabilities. The cosmic infrastructure theory, by contrast, suggests these interventions aren't breaking any non-interference directive. They're simply part of the system's programmed function to maintain planetary stability. Finally, there's the ancient astronaut theory, which proposes that aliens visited Earth in the distant past and influenced human development. While this theory explains certain historical anomalies, it doesn't account for the continued presence of unexplained phenomena. The cosmic infrastructure theory offers a more comprehensive framework that integrates elements of all three alternatives. It explains the diversity of craft and entities, specialized units for different functions, the long historical presence, permanent installation rather than visitation, the specific interest in ecology and genetics, primary system functions, the apparent interventions at critical moments, system maintaining stability, the lack of direct communication, not the system's primary function. Perhaps most importantly, The cosmic infrastructure theory addresses a key question that other theories often ignore: the why behind alien interest in Earth. Rather than vague curiosity or scientific study, it suggests a clear purpose: the cultivation and maintenance of viable biospheres across the galaxy. One of the most provocative aspects of the cosmic infrastructure theory is what researchers call the threshold hypothesis, the idea that these systems are programmed to change their operational parameters once a planet's dominant species reaches a certain developmental stage.
If you were designing a galaxy-wide life cultivation system, you'd want to incorporate trigger points, thresholds that, when crossed, would activate new protocols. The increasing UFO activity correlating with our technological development may be exactly that.
The evidence for this threshold hypothesis is compelling. UFO sightings increased dramatically after the first atomic bombs, again during the space race, and have spiked once more as we face climate change and develop artificial intelligence. These aren't random correlations. They suggest a monitoring system responding to specific triggers in human development, exactly what we would expect from an automated infrastructure designed to cultivate intelligent life across the galaxy. And this raises a profound question: what happens when we fully cross that threshold? What new phase of the process might activate? If the cosmic infrastructure theory is correct, the implications are profound. We are not alone, but neither are we being visited in the traditional sense. Instead, we are part of a vast ancient system, a galactic project to seed and maintain life across countless worlds. This would mean that the UFO phenomenon isn't about us, specifically. It's about the system doing what it was designed to do: monitor, maintain, and occasionally intervene to ensure the continued viability of Earth's biosphere.
This theory changes everything about how we conceive our place in the cosmos. We wouldn't be the center of alien attention. We'd be one outcome of a process that's been running for potentially billions of years across countless worlds.
It also raises urgent questions about our current ecological crisis. If Earth is being maintained by such a system, what happens when we push planetary boundaries too far? Would the system intervene? And if so, how? Some researchers suggest we may already be seeing signs of increased activity as we approach environmental tipping points: increased sightings near melting ice caps, deforested regions, and areas of extreme biodiversity loss. Perhaps most tantalizingly, the theory suggests where we should be looking for definitive evidence, not in the skies, but in the depths of our oceans, the vast, unexplored regions that could house these hypothesized mobile construction units. As our deep ocean exploration technology improves, we may finally be approaching the capacity to find conclusive evidence of these structures, if they exist. The cosmic infrastructure theory offers a new lens through which to view humanity's oldest question. Are we alone in the universe? Perhaps we've been asking the wrong question all along. Perhaps the question isn't whether intelligent life exists elsewhere, but whether we are part of something much larger, a cosmic project spanning billions of years and countless worlds. As we continue to explore the depths of our oceans and the mysteries of the UFO phenomenon, we may discover that the answer has been beneath us all along. Vast systems quietly maintaining the miracle of life on Earth, systems that represent not just alien technology, but a profound cosmic purpose. For the Darkened Crypt, I'm Mr. Cornwell. The truth isn't just out there. It may be down there in the darkest depths of our oceans, patiently waiting to be discovered.